Did you see the video of Blair's nose?
Yeah, I saw that. It was funny.
That is oh, poor guy, man. Poor guy.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
see things like that, you're like, "Jeez, it's a stupid sport, isn't it?" At times, and
Yeah.
he's quite a funny guy playing as well. So it was quite funny.
Yeah, yeah, he's such a nice guy. You know, I've told this story in the podcast before, but so when I was first starting the podcast, maybe 2 years ago now, a year and a half, 2 years ago, we had, like, virtually nothing going for us. Like, there was no studio, it was in my lounge, my living room, so, like, it was, like, nothing there, and I text Blair or, like, Instagrammed him and was like, "Listen, mate, this is really rogue, but, like, I've never met you, but do you wanna just, like, come down and film a podcast? It would really help, and, like, I'd really appreciate it." And he went, "Yeah, no worries," and then just, like, drove down, was, like, the most lovely guy, filmed all that kinda stuff, gave so much time, and then left. And that is so, like, indicative of like, he's just such a good person. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just, like, a really respectful like, even when he came in, he took his shoes off, and I was like, "You're such a nice guy."
Yeah, he's a great human, mate, and I think that's probably why he's done so well, in Toulouse and France as well. He's probably went in, he's got around the culture, tried to really grasp that and understand, the French way. And I think, you know, I've had the hindsight, of having traveled now and understanding that importance that side of things as well. So yeah, he's another great human. Certainly a bit different,
Yeah.
bit of a loose unit at times, but in a great way.
Yeah, he was telling a story when he was on the podcast. He'd done in the kind of ligament in his ankle, so he was really struggling to get mobility back into his ankle. And he said he went to Ibiza, and because he was so drunk and he was dancing all the time, he came back and his ankle was fine because he's like he'd just been dancing on it the whole time. Did you hear the story about Finn when he jumped into the pool?
Mm, what one was that? Because there's a few about Finn.
There was I'm sure he won't mind me saying this as well because it was Ali that told me. So essentially, Finn had really serious accident. He cracked his skull. Like, it was bad. Like, he collided with someone. It was really bad, super concussed, and he went on this boys' trip to, I think it was Ibiza or Magaluf, something like that. And, the coach said, "Listen, guys, just make sure that Finn doesn't do anything stupid because he has got, like, a serious accident." And the first thing that Finn does when he walks into the hotel or the Airbnb is jump straight into the shallow end of the pool and smacks his head off the concrete and just comes off and it's like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, geez, mate, that's not a great advert for drinking and holidays. So be careful, everybody. But yeah, Finn's had a couple in over the years because I've been involved with a couple of other incidents but as well. I think we were out in Edinburgh actually. The doc wasn't happy about this one. He jumped off the table or something, and like I don't know, it was a bottle of vodka or whatever, but I don't know what they put a little things on the top of the bottle. I don't know what you call
Yeah,
it, and then it's like basically the thinner pouring spout thing. And
yeah.
mate, he's jumped down and bang, mate, he's managed just to stop himself, but he's caught himself in the eye with that as well. So yeah, there's been a
Oh my
couple of
god.
close calls over the year, mate. He was lucky. So
Did he split his
um,
head open? Was it just like
nah, well, mate, it went straight in his eye, I think. So yeah, it was lucky. Like he never went down. Otherwise, it could have been a bit messier, mate. But
oh,
there we go.
shit. Oh my god. Well, that's terrifying. And on the subject of terrifying, actually, who's the scariest rugby player that you've ever played against?
Sebastian Chabot, big French unit.
Seba let me
Yeah,
let me look
you
him up.
you know him?
Se Sebal, or is it
Chabot,
Cheba? S
Sebastian
Oh
Chabot.
my god.
Yeah. There you go, mate. He was a big old unit.
Oh my god. Is he the kinda guy that would run at you and you'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." Like,
Yeah,
oh
mate.
my god.
He played for France, played Racing Metro, big sort of icon legend in France. Man, I swear
Yeah.
we played Racing Metro with Edinburgh
Yeah.
back in the day, and I swear to God, mate, he was like every time he got the ball, he was like trying to eyeball me and run like clean over the top of me. I was playing 10. And I was just like, "Mate, can you please just, like, leave me alone?" Like, I was, 80 kilos, like, on my best day and, God knows what he
Yeah.
was, 110. He was absolutely shredded and just like big, long arms, long legs, like one of the worst guys to tackle. It was literally,
Yeah.
well, we used to talk in rugby terms of just putting your head in the spokes, literally chucking your head like in between his legs and holding on until somebody else came in and finished the tackle. So anyway, anytime he came near me, it was put your head down and just hold on until help arrived.
Hold on for dear life and just hope that
Yeah,
somebody else came. Did
exactly.
you ever get injured when doing that? Like, what was your worst injury that you had?
Yeah, mate. Sadly, I picked up a couple over the years. Dislocated my left kneecap. Uh, but yeah, I was only
Oh.
18. That was pretty messy. It was bloody sore as well. And then I done my syndesmosis, which is essentially your ankle.
Mm.
I think you get a tib and your fib and your main sort of ligament in between the middle there. That was ruptured. Um, that was sore as well. It was niggly.
Mm.
And then there's an operation. I don't want to bore you too much, but it's called a tightrope. So you get I think it's an aluminium band essentially to go put a hole in your tib and your fib, and then they band it up. So it essentially becomes, yeah. So I've still got that in there, and then sadly I actually done the same movement again to do the syndesmosis, but this time the band held, and then I broke my ankle instead. So them's that's the luck you get, mate. So I just moved over to Claremont, and we're playing. It was pretty early in my Claremont career. It was one of the first European games. Came over to Wales, and bloody, it was like one of the last plays of the game as well, and snapped my ankle. So that was a sore one as
Oh
well.
my god. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I actually
Did
done
you
a
do you say again?
Yeah, I was gonna. It's like they were the worst actually because if you done something like that, pretty much most of the time you hopped on a plane after it as well, and then the swelling and it was like sore as fuck.
Oh fuck. Did you I've never broken anything major like that, but I'm guessing the ankle is literally the worst thing, or anything leg related. Because at least like an arm, you can sling it and you can still do certain stuff, not obviously on the pitch, but training wise. Whereas your leg, you're bedbound, right?
Oh mate, yeah, it's a shocker like any like whether it's big knee or for me ankle injury. It's just like as an athlete, yeah, obviously you keep your body in good nick, and as soon as you can't run, essentially for rugby players, some endurance athletes like that, or endurance plus power, bloody hell, it takes you're blowing out your arse, man, when you come back and try and get fit again and get back up to speed. So it's how quickly can you get back on your feet and rehab it and get going again. And that's, I guess one of the unfortunate parts as well as the unfortunate when you get injured is we get pretty well looked after as well, and some great facilities nowadays to try and help you out. So
And do you still like, if you were to get injured nowadays, would you know how to handle it because of the kind of the rugby career? Does that kind of make sense?
yeah, yeah, mate, as long as you're like pretty switched on and you take an active role and like understanding, your body understanding, potentially what's wrong or what you can help her with. And as I said, we've always got pretty good access to excellent physios, doctors that really try and help you out. So as long as you've got, sort of half a brain, mate, you can keep yourself going. 'Cause I'm playing sort of old boys football over here now, mate. I turned 40 this year, and I've pulled my hamstring twice in the last 6 months. So
Oh no.
maybe I never paid enough attention.
Yeah. Did you believe in acupuncture? Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had it a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I had, so early in my career, I did, or well, I still am. So I'm a videographer, photographer. But what I would do in order to get ahead, especially when I was young, so I'd like wake up at 2 in the morning and hike up the Munro for sunrise, so that I could. That was my kind of niche, right? So, but the issue was that it was a 25 kilo rucksack. So like, because it's heavy as shit. I've got drone, I've got like cameras, lenses, everything. It's like I'm 27 now, but I've been doing this for 8, 9 years, and I went into the physio, couldn't fix it. I went to tons of different shit, just couldn't fix it. Then I went to acupuncture, and instantly she was like, "I know you carry a like heavy bag, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Right, yeah, because your back's fucked." And I was like, "Right, good." um, and within I'm gonna say like 2 months, she'd fixed it. And I thought it was utter bullshit. Like, see, when I heard like, "Oh, put a needle in the muscle," I was like, "Hmm, yeah, right, okay, that'll help." But it actually works.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know how much it's used these days in the rugby world, but yeah, and that's the thing. Is again, human beings. Some people react to different things, and if it works for you, then stick to it, I guess.
If you guys enjoyed that clip, please do me a huge favor before you go and head over to our Into the Mind podcast official page where we have the raw, uncut Into the Mind podcast and hit that subscribe button. And the more subscribers we get, the more incredible guests we can get on the show. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all real soon.